supporters or not, then welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we're going to be playing with makeup, just kind of getting ready. I'm going out to lunch, so I do have a few new products. I have the new Huda Beauty brow pencil and some new stuff from Artist Couture, so I figured let's play with them. Let's see, you know, I like to just do little tiny like things that I'm picking up lately. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Please remember to subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. Hit that like button and let's jump in. Okay, so a few new products that we are going to be testing out. So I got the new Huda Beauty eye pencil. I really got this because I'm hoping that the claims are true. I love my Benefit. Usually is what I use is my like Benefit Prep me in my brow. But the one thing I don't like is like it tends to, most brow products tend to fade on me unless it's a pomade. But if I wear a pomade and then I work out, like sweat, like that's my biggest problem with brows. Is I feel like a lot of things just, like my tails disappear during the middle of the day. Okay, I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because I feel like it's super bright. So yeah, I got the shade number 6 in Rich Brown, but it says it's supposed to be waterproof. And then you got the spoolie on the one side. It is very, very lightweight, which I actually prefer a little bit of weight. I don't know if that's just me in general, but yeah. So I hate doing my eyebrows on camera, by the way. I really don't like it, but I figured I would show you guys. So it's very, very fine point. The whole point of this is to be almost like a microblading type effect, which if I can pull myself together and convince myself to spend that much amount of money, I really want to. But I don't think like you're not getting a lot of product in this. So I'm gonna start kind of going across, and then I like to just slowly flick my hairs up. And then I still would probably use a brow gel. I wouldn't just use the pencil, but I always have to fill in because I was not blessed in that way. My little sister, like I've always said this, like my parents adopted 4 kids. We took her to get her eyebrows waxed for the first time. She's 12. My gosh, she has the nicest, fullest brows, long hair. Like, that girl got lucky. I'm just like looking at her lashes and stuff. I'm like, you have no idea what you have. I'm like, me? Not so much. But yeah, I like this. I just want to see if it lasts more than anything else. I don't know. If it doesn't, I wouldn't repurchase it just because it's $17. So it's not as expensive as most brow products, but it is, you know, you're not getting that much product with it. But to be honest, I mean, it just depends. If you like a more natural look, like what I just did right here, I don't feel like I used a whole lot of product. But yeah, it is going to go by very fast. But again, at least it's 17. It's not like in the $20 range. But yeah, it was super easy. I didn't mind that at all. Like I said, I'm not an eyebrow connoisseur person. I hate brows. Alright, I grabbed the Precisely My Brow just because I wanted to show you guys. So you can definitely tell, like, when the pencil comes up, and obviously don't want to draw it up too far, that the Huda one is a little bit smaller. So, you know, if you were looking for the precise strokes, it is a little bit smaller. I'm going to go ahead and swatch them on the back of my hand. And then I want to leave them there to see if, like, at the end of this, if one will wipe off. Like I said, I think this is still my favorite. But if this is waterproof, that would be awesome. But you are going to go through it so fast. And that way you can also see the color comparison. Because, man, I couldn't tell anything from those swatches. I was like, what is this? Like, when Huda put up the swatches, I was like, no one could see what that is. And the shade I use is number 4 in the Benefit Precisely My Brow. And then this one I got the Rich Brown. So I did the bigger swatch of the Huda one, and then right there is the Benefit one, so that we know. And at the end, we're just going to kind of go like this, because the Huda one says not smudge proof, 24 hour, la 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 la. We see. Okay. So I have the Artist Couture Diamond Lights finisher. So we are going to start with I'm going to grab this Jaclyn Hill Volume 2. I just want to put something else down first, obviously. And I'm going to kind of just go into the like more neutral shades and then deepen it up. I might need to grab a different palette as well because I think I want like a darker brown. I was going to do a full purple look, but like I said, we're going out with Nick's parents, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I really want, like, you know, that much. And I'm wearing a purple sweater. You know, it's a lot of purple. So we're gonna go in with just kind of those top row brownie shades. What has everyone been up to? I just feel like boring. like we are just like, oh, what are we doing this weekend? Nothing. Yeah, like there's just not much going on, you know? I don't think anyone has any much going on. I'm really excited though. We're going to Zinburger, and I have not been there in, well, probably like since lockdown, you know? We're feeling a little bit more comfortable. Like we'll go out, as long as we sit outside at a restaurant, we're pretty okay with it. We're like, okay, just take every precaution. But it feels good to finally like leave the house. All right, I'm gonna add some of the shade G Money, because this is turning out into a little bit more of a reddish orangey than I want it to be. So I'm just on the same brush. I'm always like, it will come together, you know? And if it doesn't, at least I put in effort. So that's kind of my theory on makeup. All right, so we're gonna go aesthetic and a little bit of mink from the Artist Couture, because I want a little bit more brown in this. And we're gonna bring that to the outer V. And then I'm also going to blend what's left over on the crease just to deepen that up a little bit. But yeah, we're so bored now that we're like, we'll just watch. We're like watching True Blood. We're watching all these old HBO shows that I'm just, Nick keeps trying to get me to watch Sopranos. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't know why. I think I just have like a bias with stuff like that, because I moved here from Italy, and I feel like everyone just assumed that if they made those like, thought that they should just ask me about The Godfather as if that's something I actually watched. You know, like that's how my family, I don't know. I have no interest in stuff like that. I do feel like releases though for makeup is finally starting to pick up a little bit. Like somewhat interesting stuff, like the new Natasha Denona. I'm really excited about that. Like I feel like she really needed to like put some life back into her brand, because I felt like this past year it's just everything's just looking the same that she's releasing. And I'm just like, I wasn't getting excited to buy anything anymore, and I was like, that is so not me. I used to buy so much of her stuff, you know? All right, I'm just gonna grab a clean brush just to go over the edges a little bit and clean everything up. And then I think what I'm gonna do is actually for the lid, I think I'm gonna take the Glow by Auric, like the Temper shade. It's the only one I have. And you guys know I was fairly disappointed with the glitter side, but since we're not using the glitter, let's go ahead. We're gonna use just the cream side. And the cream I really, really liked. It was just the glitter, and everyone said that like maybe like anyone who got that shade said that shade specifically was the disappointing one. And I'm like, just my luck, you know? But I just want to use it as like a base. I'm trying to think, there's something else that's coming up. Yeah, Natasha Denona. I think I get a lot of crap for, Jaclyn Hill, but I love the highlighting palette, so I'm really excited about her new release. I don't care. I'm just like, yes, I would like a few of those. The only thing is I need, some of the blushes look the same, and then I just don't know which bronzer thing to get. I am really excited though it's coming to Ulta, that way in case it doesn't work, like you have a retailer to go back to. Like I know she was at Morphe for a little bit. I can never get these boxes open in a decent way. Is anyone else, like I just trash it. But yeah, this is the new Diamond Lights in Epiphany. So we had the palette, and it wasn't that I wasn't drawn to the palette. I just felt like I have so many, especially with this Jaclyn Hill palette, and then the Anastasia, like I have the big palettes, like the colorful one, the Nervina ones, and those colors are kind of in there. And so for affordability wise, I was just kind of like, let's just put it on a list. See if you still want it a few months from now, but I think the excitement will kind of pass because they're not shades I would use all the time, and they're shades I definitely already have. Whereas like the Diamond Lights, I was like, okay, it's a little bit more unique, and you're not spending money on a whole collection. I'm very much like trying to just buy things like pieces of collections and not the whole thing. All right, so that is what that looks like. I'm gonna zoom you guys in on here. And I have a lot of these. I have the ones in gold and I love these. I feel like this is everything I wanted more of the, like, or the Glow by Oryx, like, glitters to be. Like, this has so many different cool colors in here. It has such a nice reflect. And it's not glitter where I have to use a glue. You know, like, yes, I have the cream base on right now, but like I've said, I'm so used to using these and I've never had to use any type of adhesive on it. And I'm fine with a little bit getting in my crease. Like, I've just kind of accepted that and moved on. Okay, that's where I am. That's welcome to my 30s. I'm sad. I'm just like, well, just do things that make yourself feel better. I did see this TikTok with this guy just being like, we're allowed to go to the clubs. Like, you're 29, 30. Like, we lost 2 years. I'm like, that's how I feel. I agree. Oh, look at that shade. That's so pretty. So obviously, like, yeah, I could have done an all purple look, and I probably will somewhat soon. And you can keep, like, you can make this as intense as you want. Like, you can tell I definitely packed more on this side than this side. But my gosh, let me turn this all the way down so you guys can, like, truly see that. But I think this is definitely worth it over the palette, like, for sure. I really am liking single pots lately more than anything else. Like, I feel like I have so many palettes now. And yeah, I have a few little flecks, but I mean, the fallout wise, like, that's not bad at all. Like, I don't, you know, I'm just gonna have to, like, wipe it with my hands pretty much, and after I already just did all of that. Sure, okay, not gonna do that. All right, I'm gonna put on foundation. I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and put my base, you know, my foundation, my concealer. Same things I've been using. I use the Glow by Oryx though. I actually have been using the Glow Lust, and I'm very happy about that. I'm kind of like forcing myself to, and I have been really enjoying it. So I'm happy to say that. I'm gonna use this Marc Jacobs Mist Me in the waterline. Okay, now what I'm gonna do on a pencil brush, I'm gonna grab this Therapy Sesh shade. Just because I want to make sure that it doesn't, like, just disappear when I blend out the other, like, blend out the rest of my lower lash line. The one thing I can't stand about Morphe palettes is the no mirror thing. I can't do it. It drives me nuts. So I'm just kind of going over that liner, but right beneath, because if I go too close to my waterline, like, my eyes are just gonna be red the rest of the day. So, all right, and then on the same pencil brush, I do like to do a little bit, like, just push my liner up a little. So I'm gonna grab Temptress. Actually, I'm gonna grab Crazy. You know what? Let's do something that's not just black or brown. So, not that this is gonna make a huge difference, but I always feel like it does in terms of my eyelid, because I don't do eyeliner anymore. So, and my eyes just, like, they appreciate eyeshadow pushed here more than an actual liner. And that's really all I do. Sometimes I go all the way across, but just depends on the day. For bronzer, we're gonna go in with these Visca bronzer. I'm running out of time, so I'm just like, I gotta hurry up. And this is in the shade, I believe, Kissed by Diane. I do like this. Like I've said, I've mentioned it quite a few times. I like this shade a lot. It almost has, like, a little bit of reddish into there. Like, my whole desk, like, shakes is when I'm like trying to hurry. But they do kick up a little bit of powder, so just, I don't really have that issue. Do people get upset, like, really get upset about that? Like, I understand if it's, like, a lot, but especially in things like this, I'm like, just tap it off. I don't really judge a product. Like, I don't, like, rate it negatively based off of that, unless it's, like, something where it's gonna be so messy to where you're just like, come on. You know, like, eyeshadows, I think I'm a little bit picky-er. I don't think I've ever written off an eyeshadow for being, yeah, for having powder kick up, so I don't know. It was just one of those things where I feel like everyone talks about it. I'm like, is it really that big of a deal to anybody? We watched Monsterland. It was the worst movie ever. We wanted to go to the movies because we were finally like, you know what, we haven't been to a movie in a year and a half. Like, let's go to one. But my gosh, there's nothing out. I'm like, I'm not gonna go see Ben and Jerry, like Tom and Jerry, Ben and Jerry. I've been thinking about ice cream lately. All right, blush wise, we're gonna go into this Lunar Beauty palette. I'm gonna grab a little bit probably of Stargaze and Twilight. And again, same thing with these. there's definitely a kick up, and it's very, very intense. So just, that's already, I'm like, that's so much blush for me. Like, oh no, oh no. Just gonna grab a clean brush and it will fade. Like for me, that's just the intensity that I'm always just like, oh no. And then highlighting wise, we're just gonna use what I have in my desk, which is the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm really excited that she's coming out with this again. I'm not gonna buy any of the singles, I don't think, since I already have this. I would have loved it if she had put the first shade in the Flare palette, like the one that's darker for this. I would have loved to buy the first shade, but I don't think that's in the new collection. But just know, like, these are one of my favorites. They made it into my yearly favorite. I use this palette almost every time I do my highlight now, just because they work. I have no complaints. So we're gonna dip into, I just kind of swirl them all together, I'm gonna be honest, but I'll do one today so that you guys can, you know, in case you're thinking about buying it, like that is iced. So that way you guys have an idea. But I really, really like this formula. I'm happy I bought the palette though, because I think they're like $36 on their own. And I like that the palette was only, I think the palette was like 52 or 48, something like that. I feel like I did okay saving money there. And this still works great. I'm not one of those people who like powder products if they expire and they still work good. I don't really care. In a Kona, we're gonna grab the shade Gleam right here, because I don't want too much. I want to break up that purple just a little bit. We're gonna use this Laura Mercier lip pencil if it's sharpened. That's what it comes down to. I don't even know if this is still available. I had found this the other day. It just says Natural Lips on there. And I was like, I remember really liking that. And then we are going to use a Becca lipstick because I am depressed about this Becca closing thing. Not because, like, I get it, because at the same time, I don't think anyone's been that hyped about Becca products for a long time, but they have staple products I use. So now I'm getting a little, like, I need to buy, like, 5 extra blushes. I'm trying not to do that, but I want to do that. I'm like, I don't know what I would do without Wild Honey. But yeah, I'm gonna use this Becca. This is the Bare. This this lipstick collection. One of my favorite formulas. They're so comfortable. They have a lot of really great nudes in there. If you're looking for one, Tulip is my absolute favorite shade. But today we're gonna use Bare because Tulip is more like the pinkier side, like corally. But yeah. I also love this shade. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. Like I said, I'm going to, I don't know, lick my finger. I just want to see. They're both coming off. like they both came off all the way. Which, I mean, obviously, like, I know that from my benefit, but like for this to say that it's smudge proof and I literally just like went like that and wiped it off, like, I feel like she lied to me. Okay, so I'm not giving this a bad one. It's a nice pencil, but I personally bought it for the claim of long wear. So now I'm a little bit like, okay, especially here in Arizona, like you sweat off your eyebrows. I'm not kidding. All right, so I'm a little sad about that. Not to say I won't continue to use it because I do like the really fine one. What I would probably do is just use it for my brows in the front because those are the ones where I kind of have to like fill in as if, you know, for actual brow strokes. And then I'll use something else for the rest because you are going to go through this super fast. It's not a lot of product. And then my Ars Couture Diamond Lights did not disappoint. I still absolutely love it. But yeah, that is it for me. Let me know what you guys are interested in lately. What are you guys watching? What are you doing? All that good stuff. I have so many people that are just like, come on, watch, was it the Yellowstone? I'm just like, no, I cannot. I can't do Westerns. I just can't. But yeah, hope everyone's having a great day, and I'll see you guys next week. Sometime. I'll see you in a few days, probably.